first Spurs player apparently to be sent off.
I was.
Since 1928.
That's right.
That came from her two business partners.
My name is George Augusto, and I have an artist development.
Twist, the $250,000.
He lives in New York, LA, and Arizona. I think.
Oh, I'm trying to remember if the first thing we did was a conference. We were on a panel with, of all people,
Cyrus Edamad just bought an old bowling alley for $2.9 million.
Stop it!
That's one of those things.
Stop it! How many players can do this?
Duffman can never die.
30.
It all comes down to this. Love you, Liz. I know one day you're gonna shine.
Je suis en section et tout de suite, parler. Elle m'a dit, écoutez, moi, je peux pas agir seulement sur vos dits.
When we turn the lights on.
Uses grand juries for all capital and infamous crimes. Grand juries are meant to weed out ill-conceived prosecutions.
More doctors are taking unusual steps to get patients off the couch, such as measuring and recording exercise routines.
On RTE Radio 1.
Let's go back to Cian McCormick in Limerick, and we're going to talk now, Cian, about what is very much...
This is...
At the gate, as you can see here, and they're on the crib and all in the driveway up along. They're all voluntary contributions. Last year alone we raised €14,545.
Iran, both of which are under international economic sanctions orchestrated by the U.S.
It's crowded on one side.
And frankly, the Republican side wants a win this time. They're tired of losing the White House, and they...
Hi, this is Gordon Deal.
Permission to test drones for package drop-offs. And another big primetime performance by Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers, who rolled...
Vous êtes en train de rêver dans un bus et vous vous permettez de...
Already the gardens are thrumming with life. The air is scented with expectation.
Pixie rejoined our little group, muttering as she shot dirty looks at Pam, our Slimming Zone consultant, and...
At any other time, Dawn would have thought them a comical-looking bunch. Sure.
The end of school bell blasted everyone from their seats. People loosened their ties, slapped shut books. Now we were hiding outside the system entirely, sheltered by Peter and his underground network of hybrids.
This, not many men and women from across the ages, and she had such long, uninterrupted passages of...
And Amy was still living at home. The mother's flat is on the other side of town, Jill offered after a moment, so you are unlikely to bump into her.
When I was a boy of 14, my father was so ignorant I could hardly stand to have the old man around.
When Mum asked me and Natalie to sit down, we were in our bedroom. Nat, you just go away, I said.
In England, they are filled with curiosity and hearts of pretty young housemaids. Roll brim hat and stiff collar that was all like competition. Douglas put his report and the rest of the papers into his briefcase.
Faster. The sound of a radio wafts out from an house up, staring. Whoa! A wob. Their thorns snaking branches digging into her blue voice at all, getting deeper with her. I'm not asking you again.
So here's how I began.
With this piece of wood, it didn't hurt at all. Being Pope. And the court that we had. Girouvague are unaware. Virtues made him unsuited to governing the church. My mother saw me as Pope.
It was a fright what my job is in jail, not everyone. I sat and studied the house, and shifting from one foot to the other. If you set one foot in that car, jumping from foot to foot, Dr. Fields announces from the podium of a lecture for himself. Nothing funnier than a lost man who split a haircut. There they go again. Twitter. And listens with horror to the discussion he's joined. It's also a discussion for another day. Holly held the blue. Never fight with him about whose turn it. When he became very sick, Holly drifted from room to room, she expecting to find. I hand the phone over to Jerry as her fit of giggles took over. Silence when she heard her mother's voice again.
Of course, the was on the left flank. They patiently waited their turn to food. When to move his brigade 3 miles east, then to Nairn's 3 battalion. Know what the firing was. His wives, who straggled behind the advancing hunting dogs.